Hi you guys. So I am finally getting around to doing my favorites of 2011 video. And as you guys can probably guess, this is going to be a massive video because I never do anything small. This is just strictly makeup. I'm not going to do skincare. I'm not going to do nail polish. Yeah. It'll probably be two parts. Actually, I'm sure it'll be two parts. The first part I'm going to do is skin products, and then like foundations and things like that, and then cheeks. I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I kind of have it broken down into categories. You're going to see me reaching over here because all the products are sitting right here. Okay, we'll just get started. The first two are my two favorite primers. The first one is going to, I mean, everybody's going to be able to guess this because it's literally, I think I talk about it in almost every video. And it's my Mercier Hydrating Primer. I've gone through 3 tubes of this just this year. And many more before that. It's one of the only items that I will repurchase over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Also, on that vein, I didn't include it in this video because it's kind of like a holy grail product instead of just something that I found this past year, I guess. And that is my Armani Luminous Silk. And when I wear that foundation, the primer that I use is the Giorgio Armani Fluid Master Primer. I like this one. It's silicone-y, but it's more hydrating than the Smashbox one, which I feel like just sits on top of my skin. Concealers. For spot concealers, I actually recently found this, but it's definitely one of my favorites, and it's the Gellar The Real Deal Serious Coverage Concealer. I'm in the color Light. This tube is huge. It doesn't look very big, but a little bit goes a long way, and it lasts all day long, and it's so pigmented that it just covers up any imperfections that I have. And the other one for blemishes has been my Bobbi Brown Creamy Concealer. This is the old formula. I'm not a fan of the new formula, but this is the color Warm Ivory. You can tell I've hit pan on it, and this is the second one I've gone through this year. I have another backup. When I found out that they were discontinuing them, I grabbed a couple, and then a couple of my makeup artist friends have given me testers. So like this one was a tester that had never been used, which is why it has a clear top. So there's that. And then for under eye circles, my favorite thing has been the Corrector, the Bobbi Brown Corrector in Light Bisque, and I've hit pan on this one also. This is awesome. I am almost out of this one, and I don't have backups of this, but I'm going to pick up the Eve Pearl Salmon Concealer when I'm at IMATS this coming weekend, so hopefully that'll replace it. And then to set my concealer every day, this is actually a more recent. The problem with this was that I had to try and remember what I was using a year ago, and I've bought and used a ton of makeup this year, so it was a little difficult, but a lot of these products are more recent discoveries. But anyways, the thing that I use to set my concealer, I used to use this guy or the Secret Brightening Powder that's in the bottom of the Mercier pot concealer, but I like this much better, and it's the Metier de Beaute, however the hell you say it. Eye brightening and setting powder, and refresh. You can tell I've already made quite a dent on it. I use a little teeny bit every single day. Okay, foundations. Let's start with tinted moisturizers. There was 2. I always love my Mercier, you guys know that. But I kind of put it on the back seat and tried out a couple more this year. The first one, if you've been with me since the very beginning, you'll recognize because I think I used it in every single video. It was my foundation of choice all of last winter and spring, and that is the Givenchy Hydra Sparkling, I can never remember this, Hydra Sparkling Tinted Luminescence Moisturizing Cream. Looks like this. It has a really strong smell, and I think that's why I stopped using it, or besides the fact that I bought a bunch of other crap, but I still like this. I wore it the other day just to like run to the grocery store. It's kind of one of those you can put it on with your fingers and be done, which I really like. The other one is really helped me during my kind of dry skin days, and it is the Bobbi Brown Extra SPF 25 Tinted Moisturizing Balm. I'm in the color Extra Light. Looks like this. I love the smell. It has a really citrusy, like fresh scent to it. This is, let me see if I can show you. It's a really thick balm. It offers barely any coverage. I wore this on my cruise when we were doing we were like in the sun a lot and sweating a lot, and it held up really well, so I really like that. And I just love how moisturizing it is. Sometimes I will use this almost as a base for my foundations. Then for foundation, well, okay, we'll do BB cream. I tried a ton of BB creams this year, and the only one that really stuck with me is the Holika Petit BB Clearing. Not only do I love this one, but my sister Linda, who has suffered through some pretty bad acne, loves this one as well. We both have very different skin tones. She's adopted and she's Asian, so she's very yellow toned, while I'm very pink toned, and this works on both of us. So I like that, and it's super cheap. It's like $9 on eBay, so that's awesome. Then for foundations, we'll start with the lighter coverage. I have 3 that are lighter coverage. The first is the Becca Luminous Skin Color. I'm in the color Cashmere. You can tell there's still like way more, but I used this non-stop when I was in Greece for my 1-year anniversary, and just a bunch of other stuff when my skin's really great. This is awesome. It's also really nice to mix in with other higher coverage foundations if you want to kind of sheer them out a little bit. Then we have my Burberry Sheer Foundation. I'm in the color Trench number 4. I love the smell of this. It's very like powdery, but it doesn't bother me. And I've used a ton of this, and you can't even tell. I love the consistency of this. I think is what I like the most. It's kind of between a cream and a gel. It's definitely not a liquid at all. And I love that it caters to super pale skins, especially because in France, a lot of the big makeup producers, makeup brands, don't carry the lightest shades of their foundation here. So like Chanel doesn't carry their lightest shades. Dior doesn't carry their lightest shades. A lot of like brands here usually start at like 20s, and I'm usually like a 10. So I love that, like, I am number 4 in this, which means that I have a shade lighter that I can go to, because this is actually getting a little bit too dark, just because I'm super pale right now. Then the last one is a more recent acquisition, but you guys have seen it already because I've talked about it in a couple videos. And it's the Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum Foundation. I've used quite a bit of this as well. I love how easy this is to blend. I don't have to work at this. If I'm in a hurry and I don't want to spend time like focusing on foundation, this is the one I grab always. And it's cheap, which I love. Yeah, I'm the shade 51. Yeah. Then, my last two, like I was saying, Chanel does not carry any of the 10 shades. So, like, this is the Vita Lumiere Aqua, which I love. And I am in the shade BR10. I had to swap for this one because I couldn't get it here. So, but I do love this foundation. It looks like skin on, which I love. And, yeah. I mean, it's, I would say sheer to medium coverage, but definitely buildable. And once it sets, it's just super gorgeous. And my last one is a much fuller coverage foundation, and it's the Mercier Silk Cream Foundation. I think I've told you guys this before, but the first real, like, high-end makeup item that I bought was the Mercier Tinted Moisturizer, which I wore for about 3 years straight. And then I wanted something that had a little more coverage, and so I went back to one of my really good friends who worked for Mercier for quite a while and really got me into makeup. And I bought a tube of this from her. And I've literally always had a tube with me. My grandmother uses this foundation. My mom doesn't wear foundation, but she used to wear this foundation. So, I mean, this is really great. It's full coverage. I'm the lightest shade, which is soft ivory. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to read it. I have it on today. It evens out my skin tone. It doesn't feel cakey or heavy, which is what I love. It does separate a little bit if I get hot or sweaty or oily in the summer or anything, but I don't usually have that problem. Then so that's all for, as I pull out like 6. I have 2 favorite setting powders. The first one is my Mercier Translucent. I can't tell you how many of these I've gone through too. Are you guys seeing what is it called? A pattern. Thank you. My brain isn't working. I love Mercier skin products. I think that they're often overlooked, and there's some really, really high quality, really outstanding products. But this is my favorite translucent powder. It just glides on the skin. It doesn't look super matte because my skin is dry. If I try and do like the super matte look, you can see all my dry patches and it's just not cute. So I love this one. Whew. And then this one's also not going to be a surprise, and it's my Bare Minerals Mineral Veil in Brightening Gold. And let me see if I can show. Okay, so essentially the powder that's left is like right here. This is like done. This came in a set, and I actually just checked my YouTube messages, and a friend of mine that I've swapped with a couple times says that she has one. So I'll probably get that from her just because I love it. It luminizes, but I can wear it all over my face without looking like a disco ball, which is my big issue. Okay, cheeks. Let's see. There's actually not as many, considering that I'm like a blush fiend, there's actually not as many as I thought I had grabbed. It's great. I'll go by brand because I have quite a few from each brand. So the first 2 are from MAC. And it's my favorite cream blush, which is the MAC Cremeblend blush in Brit Wit. You can tell I've made a dent on it. My other favorite is NARS Penny Lane, but I didn't use that as much this year. But I'm definitely going to do a Holy Grail video, because as I'm saying this, there's like a lot of things that are my like all-time favorite, but I didn't include them because I've always used them. So this is Brit Wit. It's just a really nice natural shade. I can wear it by itself or I can wear it underneath stuff. Then the Mineralized Blush in Warm Soul, which just gives me awesome glowy, like, natural cheeks. It looks a lot peachier than it is on my face. And I have to apologize. I'm testing out the new Dior Rosy Glow, and when you first put it on, it doesn't seem like you have a lot of blush on, and then as it starts to react with your skin, it gets a lot brighter. So I look like I have clown cheeks right now. That was a faux pas on my part. I'm going to use a lot less. Okay, I'll do NARS. There's 2 products from NARS this year that I really fell in love with. The first is the Blush and Douceur, which is another neutral. This is the year of the neutral blush for me. About a third of the way into the year, I discovered neutral blushes. Up until then, I've always worn super pink or like peachy corally blushes. I've never worn natural blushes because I didn't understand the point of like putting browns on your skin. But I love the like sculpting effect that they give. So you're going to see quite a few of them. Then this came out this summer, and it's probably, I think it was in my, if 10 of my product, I mean if all my makeup went away, what 10 products would I repurchase video? And it's the NARS Laguna Trio. This doesn't have an official name. On the back it just says Blush Bronzer Trio. But it has Laguna Bronzer, Albatross Highlighter, and Orgasm Blush all together in one. This Orgasm Blush is a little bit more pink than the one in the line. But this was all I took with me on my cruise, and I loved it. And a lot of times, I have a full-size Laguna in my collection, but a lot of times I just grab for this one because it's easier. I love this packaging that NARS does because it's super rugged, and it doesn't have that problem where it gets all like scuffed up and gross or sticky, which is my problem with regular NARS packaging. Then let's see, another blush that I really loved that I was wearing before I put this one on is from Burberry, and it is the Misty blush. It looks like this. Just a really nice pink. It does the whole like glowy cheeks thing. I really like it. Their win hands down for best packaging. I mean, there's some really outstanding packaging, but there's so much attention to detail with this. Everything has this pattern, from this to the actual powder itself to the bag. Can you see? It's just amazing. I love their stuff. And this is heavy. Like, you get what you're paying for. Then this is the Chanel Jus Contrast in Espiègle, which is just a really nice peachy pink. I grabbed for it quite a lot. Then this one isn't going to surprise anyone, and I almost wasn't going to mention it because it's kind of a given, but Tarte Exposed. You guys have seen this 18 million times, but I love this blush. And this one is not exactly like one that I wore all the time, but it was one that I like got out a lot and looked at because it's just so damn pretty. And I also can't ever get it open, and it like, anyways. It's the Napoleon Paris Blush Patrol. Just look. Oh. I also really like mine because you can kind of tell on screen it's split, so you can focus more on this side and get kind of like a light highlighter-y color, if it'll focus on the fingers, or you can focus it on this side and get more of a blush color. Yeah, there you go. You can see it better there. But I love this. When I did wear it, it looked amazing. Then for my 2 favorite highlighters, I have one that is cream, and that is the Urban Decay Cream Highlight in Moonshine, which looks gross. Yeah. This has, first of all, the consistency is super, super it feels greasy to the touch, but once you get it on your skin, it doesn't feel greasy on my skin at least. You can kind of see it down there at the very bottom. But it's got a really nice pink glow to it, which I love because it kind of brightens up my complexion. And then my go-to highlighter that I grab before anything else was limited edition. I'm trying to remember what collection it was. Well, maybe summer? Maybe summer. And it's the Estee Lauder Pure Color Modern Mercury highlighter. And it is, well, this is going to make it look super, super metallic. But if used really lightly, it just makes, it's right here, it just makes the cheeks glow. I have it on today, although you're not really, yeah, right there. But I just love this. I use it with a Sigma brush that I didn't grab either. But anyways, okay, so that is all for this one. So stay tuned for part 2 for my eyeshadows and lips and then eyeliners and stuff like that. So I will see you guys soon. Bye.